Growing birds in the winter has a lot of challenges. How do you keep your birds warm? How do you move air while keeping your birds warm? Gas prices, all the different things that go on with winter, along with how to deal with some of your supplements and sprays that you're going to use during the winter too. We'll take a little bit of time today, just talk about those things, mostly as it deals with our products. Now, Catalyst is our multivitamin. It's a powder. Obviously, freezing's not going to matter to a powder. So, skip that one. The next one, Motherlode. Any vinegar, apple cider vinegar, whether it's raw, unfiltered, or whether it's filtered and pasteurized, it's got a little bit of a freezing point that's only just a little bit less than what water is. Sometimes we think vinegar has a much lower, but it's actually only up like 27, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, the difference is consequences for vinegar freezing are a little less than, say, some of the other products that we'll talk about. But when a vinegar freezes, at least your basic vinegar, you're still going to have, when it thaws back out, you might lose a little acidity. But the fact is, with a real basic vinegar, it's still going to have the same taste. It's still going to cut some of the mucus in the intestines, and they're going to like to drink it. So you're still going to get some benefits. Not a whole lot of consequence. But with our Motherlode, you've obviously got a raw, unfiltered, unpasteurized, which means basically the acetic acid bacteria, which converts the apples to vinegar, is what's still intact in Motherlode. Now, you really don't want to let Motherlode freeze, but if you do, not that big of a deal. It can harm the acetic acid bacteria, but you still got the digestive enzymes from the mother that's in there. You still got the taste and all the things we talked about the other vinegar. So if you can keep vinegar from freezing, it's a good thing. So that's Motherlode. Now, probably the biggest ones are the Hen Helper Big Ol' Bird Litter Life. So you can, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. The label says do not allow to freeze. And we're going to always put that on there. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret. It will stand 1 or 2 freezes. What happens basically is the strains of bacteria that are in Hen Helper and Big Ol' Bird and Litter Life actually will form spores to protect themselves. But they'll only do that so many times, and they'll only do it for so long. So I get a lot of times, I'll get, hey, FedEx, they put it on the other side of the barn. I didn't know it, and it actually froze last night. So you actually will be okay, more than likely. At worst, what it's going to do is, and this is why we say don't let it freeze, because the bacteria in there, 14 strains of bacteria, one of which is Bacillus subtilis, which all the research now with antibiotic-free birds, we know what it does to help with Clostridium. But when you talk about the organic acid, which is our fulvic acid that's in there, our carbon, which helps with digestion, those are unfazed by any type of freezing. What we don't want is too much freezing, too prolonged of freezing to damage the bacteria. Now, those products actually have been selling since 2009 when antibiotics were still in the feed. So the probiotic side of Big Ol' Bird, nobody even cared about, nobody talked about. The fulvic acid and carbon is what help the birds digest, build their immune system, and help them absorb more nutrients out of the feed. Now that we don't have any antibiotics, the probiotic side is going to help you in dealing with bad bacteria, which has a big impact on the diseases and things that come along that are bacteria based. So Big Ol' Bird, Hen Helper, try to keep them from freezing. We say do not allow to freeze because we don't want you to get too lackadaisical. Focus on keeping it out so you can get the maximum benefit for those. But probably the most questions I get are like for Litter Life, because not only are talking about keeping the product from freezing, but actually how do you put it down on litter in cold weather? So, there's a lot of things to think about. I got a couple of tips I got from we have an integrator in Wisconsin that actually provides Litter Life for their growers. So when I want to talk about extreme weather, I kind of went to them and said, hey, what are some things to think about when you're getting your sprayer ready? So one of the things you can do, you've got a sprayer, run a little antifreeze. You're trying to keep those lines from freezing. Put a little bit in antifreeze, run that sprayer until you get it to the end, shut it off, and now if you can drain that tank, get it out of there, that's what you're going to do to kind of protect those lines. Now you're going to fill up with a water-based spray, like Litter Life. So you're going to put mostly water, got a lot of water in there. Get it in your chicken house overnight. If you're going to let it sit like we suggest, put it in the chicken house. As long as it stays above 32 degrees is really best. Well, you're not going to spray a frozen liquid anyway. But those are some things to think about. And as long as you're spraying pretty close, now for those of you who have to travel a ways and go to another farm and load up here and spray there, that antifreeze in the line is going to have more exposure. So that's a good thing to do. Try to keep that antifreeze in there till you get to the next house, and then you can do your spray. But along with Litter Life also is, what about keeping the house warm? So let me tell you this. Let's give a little explanation how this works. The warmer it is, the more the bacteria are active. So let's say you've got a chicken house, okay, and you are 30 degrees outside. Well, that house, if it's shut up, is going to have some warmth within there. So you're going to be okay. Bottom line, in all these products, we're raising birds so we can make money. So if it costs you a lot of money to run the gas and put the heat and heat up those houses, are you making enough money by using a product that's supposed to make you money, but you're spending money for gas to keep it warm? So this is all about return on investment. So on a good warm summer day, 90 degrees outside, we say open the doors. Let the warmth, the bacteria will get in that litter. It'll start digesting, breaking down, dealing with bad bacteria. Of course, the carbon and the fulvic acid, which are a good part of the decomposition process, are going to be unfazed by cold weather. But we suggest, if you're going to spray Litter Life in cold weather, go ahead and shut the house up. Now, one of the things we also say is spray it out a good bit of time, 2-3 weeks before birds get there, because Litter Life takes time to work. We're not trying to cover it up or bring the pH down so that ammonia falls to the ground until the first bird comes in and poops, and now the ammonia starts coming back up because your pH is starting to come back up. So we just simply say we're trying to get the litter gassed out. So you got a warm summer day, open the doors, it's 90 degrees, the bacteria are going to get active, it's warm, and let it ventilate in the meantime. In winter, if you can just close those doors up, retain as much warmth as you can, then the bacteria are going to move a little slower, but they're going to do their job. So that's probably one of the biggest things I get questions about in wintertime is with Litter Life, spraying it on the floor. Do I need to keep the houses warm? What do I do? It really is this principle. The warmer it is, the better the bacteria are going to do. So if you've got a huge outbreak of some kind of dermatitis, or you got a kinky back situation where you know you got bad bacteria and it's just really hitting you hard, then it may be worth heating it up a little bit just to get them going before birds get there so they can be active and do their job. But other than that, just keep the house as warm as possible without trying to spend as much money running gas. But just keep the house warm, keep it closed up. Those are just some things to think about when using some of these water-based supplements. So, hope that helps. And actually, this video came from a grower who reached out and said, hey, what about winterizing, blah, blah, blah. So, all that to say, if you have an idea or a video you'd like to see us do, hey, we'll do the research, try to find out, see what we can do to help you. So, if I can help you in any way, email me at alan@southlandorganics.com or give me a call, 1-800-608-3755. And stay warm.